Okay, once again, it's Robert joining you here in Granbury, Texas. We have callers calling in from all over North America, so we want to welcome you guys. And our hostess is Miss Amazing. How many of you love Jill Berth and Kathy Horn? Raise your hand, make some noise. Those are our dynamic duo ladies who make this call possible. And well, I was about to say pretty much, but in reality, all of us are on Jill and Kathy's team. So it's all good. So we want to welcome you guys. There's so many beautiful leaders on this call who could do a beautiful call in their own right. We want to acknowledge them. So all the leaders on this line, and here's the reality. If you're showing up and on this line listening, you're a leader. You're showing up and you're here to grow and expand, and we want to welcome you. So the call tonight, what did we label this call? We labeled it, You Are Worth It. How many of you would like to stay in a place every breath you take, every step you make throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, you acknowledge the fact that you're full of power and light, yes? And that you are worth it. How many of you want that feeling and that energy around you? Okay. Well, Idana's raising both hands. Well, you're in the right place. So tonight we're actually interviewing and spotlighting three beautiful, amazing individuals. And all three of these individuals are actually residing here in Texas. Actually, all three of them are just north of the Dallas area in a town called Richardson, Texas. And here's what's cool. All of them have busy lives, other obligations between high school, jobs, businesses they're all running, families, kids, significant others. They're all juggling all these plates. In the middle of all that, all three of them have achieved what's called platinum founder positions in our beautiful new wellness company called Yes. Let's pause right there and make some noise, make some motion. Thank you. And they're all three beautiful individuals. And tonight we're going to be covering some of the pitfalls they've stepped into so we can all avoid them. We're going to be covering some of the keys to their success. We're going to be also digging around deep and kind of their daily method of operation, some of their aha moments, some of the keys they found in truly listening and not just inviting people to look and sharing the tools, but also in closing the deal. So we're going to really learn some key insights tonight from these three amazing leaders. All right, so let's do an audio check with the two Childresses first. Make sure their audio works. You guys there?
We are.
We're here.
Welcome, Cooper and Christy, and also Christy A.
Hi, guys.
Hello and welcome. So first of all, I'm going to ask each of you just real succinctly, what's one reason for someone to plug in and be present on this call tonight? Let's start with Christy A. So what's one reason of these next few minutes why somebody should tune in tonight to this call?
Okay, so for me personally, a phone call, this call is what was a game changer for me in my walk with Salevo. I just reached out to Christy and had heard Cooper's testimony and it hit right home. And immediately she got me on this phone call and I met Robert and Joy and I met Jill. And all I knew is I just want to get skinny. That's all I knew. And so I got on this phone call and all of a sudden I'm headed to St. George. And it was just a game changer for me. So that is how powerful it is to ask your family and friends to jump on a quick call, because it just opened my eyes to what was right in front of me. I had no idea until I was on a call. So that's personal, how I became part of Salevo.
So from your heart, it's that it was a call like this. It was a pivotal chapter, a pivotal moment for you. So,
and I said to Robert, of course I want to get skinny, but if I could help change and help one person make a difference, then mission accomplished. So I've had the opportunity to do that, and mission is still being accomplished. So the call says it all in my book.
Wow. I love that. Thanks for being so real and obviously so passionate. So let's jump down to the other Kristi Childress. So Kristi, what's one compelling reason why to plug into this conversation this evening?
I think because it just shows the person you're inviting that this is bigger. It's bigger than me. There's a whole community of people, and it was just a matter of, let me introduce you to some of my friends that are also doing this with us. And it just kind of opens their eyes, like Kristi said, to a little bit a bigger picture of, wow, this is definitely something to take a look at.
Okay. So, you know, and both of you were open, and this happened to fill some niches that were possibly missing in your life, okay, that you wanted more of, okay. And so Cooper, by the way, for those listening, Cooper is an 18-year-old, brilliant young man, very passionate young man. He still has a year ahead of him in high school even. And he was about to turn 18. You know, Kristi and Coop, you know, kind of reached out and said, you know, Cooper has seen his sister bringing in some residual income, and let's talk. And here we go. So Cooper, we're obviously going to dig deeper around your journey so we could learn about why you're doing this and how. Before we do that, again, what's in store over the next few minutes? Why should somebody plug in here, Cooper?
So I came at this from originally solely the business perspective, being able to build a residual income business, you know, in my free time. And to do that, to begin that journey, I joined up one of these calls for the first time. And it just so happened to be a call that was, Doug Jensen was talking about the business opportunity here. And I had no clue the entire hour and a half what any of it meant. I left that call not knowing what any of it meant, but being there got me into the community. And that is one of the most powerful factors of this company, that a lot of other companies, they don't really have such a, of course, this is a baby company, but we have a community here, a community that wants everybody to be successful. And that is a driving factor, as I believe was mentioned at the beginning of this call, right? Our success depends on the success of those around us. And that's the beauty of it. So just being here helps you put a name to some of those faces that help you be successful, be it Robert Arthur, Jim Rhodes, Joe Berth, anyone here, they all want to see you be successful. So being here is very important.
I love it. So a big part of your building belief was to realize there is a community around you here. So
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Cooper. And so also another question for all three of you, each of you, is what were a couple of the either missing links or challenges that, whether you knew it or not, Zalevo has been an answer for? Like what has this brought into your life specifically, not just vague, but what are a couple of areas in your life? We always talk about going from the pain to pleasure, or going from a challenging, or the valley to the peak, or a challenge to a celebration. So with that in mind, what did it look like? What are a couple areas in your life that maybe there were, whether knowingly or unknowingly, there was a challenge or a pain point that Zalevo has helped? So I'd love to hear an answer to that, starting with Christy A one more time.
So I was very intentional of how I named my business. And Kristi Childress and Cooper told me to do that. Don't just go in there and write something, you know, this is your business name. So I was very excited, and I really prayed about it. And I was like, what am I gonna? And so I thought to myself, you are worth it. So that's what I named my little business. Well, my big business. You are worth it. And it was, for me, investing in myself, because I was worth it. One, to get healthy, to get skinny, to get healthy. Two, it was fun. Faith family, friends, and funds. F-U-N-D-S. And so let's get for real. But so I think genuinely I was needing every one of those in my life and wanted and yearned for that in everything I do. And Zalevo fulfilled, and my cup runneth over into my saucer. I love it.
I love it, Kristi. So although you had a full abundant, filled life, a very blessed life, many blessings are pouring in, you obviously, and speaking of getting skinny, this is the fun side of the story. Just pause for a moment. What's been your physical breakthrough?
Meaning how much weight have I lost?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I have lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
30 pounds. So that is like, whoop, whoop. And but more than just that, I just didn't realize how well I didn't feel until I felt better. And I don't know if that's because I get to share this and make other people feel better. So I get that. That's bonus. That's cherry on top. But I just feel better. It's like I'm being given back my body what it needed, and that a drive-through didn't have, obviously. And so I feel like I'm eating better. I'm more aware. And I just feel like that was just the biggest missing piece that I needed. And it works. It just works. Trust me, it works.
Wow. So 30 pounds lighter, obviously, and above and beyond that is how you're feeling. Okay. And then you mentioned even above and beyond that is turning around and sharing that gift.
Oh, yes. I mean, truly, that's just a blessing in itself, honestly. When you get these little texts or these little messengers and someone's just saying, I am so grateful you put yourself out there. And I was looking for something. And I had tried other things. I honestly had. I don't know if you know, I tried. I was eating cardboard and sawdust, and it wasn't working. And so I feel like I'm eating ice cream, and I really do feel like that. And I just love everything about Zalevo. And I love getting those little, just friendly reminders or victories that everybody else, because I got to experience that too. So I know what they're feeling, and I get to share that with them. So that brings me so much joy. So being a servant like that is an incredible feeling.
Well, anyone that knows you, isn't this true, Christy and Cooper Childress?
Yes.
Looking at Christy A, she's that wonderful, beautiful example of somebody who becomes more fulfilled and lights up by serving others. So yeah,
Definitely.
I love it. How many of you want to go from eating cardboard and sawdust to eating ice cream and have all these amazing results?
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so awesome. So same question, Christy, or let's go to Cooper first this time. So Cooper, what maybe you're aware of or weren't aware of that Zalevo has kind of brought into your life, which has really enriched it or changed in a couple ways, Cooper?
So for me, I'm very fortunate to have not come from a position where I needed to improve something, but more of, my future is very uncertain. And I am certain of one thing, is that I do not want to be limited by being able to obtain happiness, right? And to do that is I've begun to hopefully start to achieve financial freedom at a young age, to where, while money doesn't buy happiness, it surely does make it much easier to stop those things that get in the way of it. I have no clue what my future holds, but hopefully, Zalevo as a vehicle to be happier.
Wow. So you found a connection to having more joy and happiness. And why do you hone in on that? Obviously, you're an 18-year-old. To hear that coming from an 18-year-old is, to me, a pretty amazing gift already. So why do you bring that up, Coop?
It's just with this, and I was explaining to you before the call, it's $39 is all it takes to be a wellness partner in this company. You are buying a business with that has unlimited profitability, and you have access to that. And that is just, it's a vehicle that is designed to take you from poor middle class, as the financial quadrant that was covered in Utah. It's supposed to take you from poor to middle class to, most importantly, abundant. And abundant in your life, abundant with how Kristi looked at it. She gets fulfillment from helping people feel better. And it makes my day when I get a text from one of my customers saying, just the other day, she was down 19 pounds. And to hear Kristi, who's on my team, down 30 pounds, that is fulfillment. And along the way, you can make some money doing it. And I think that's the beauty of Zalevo.
Wow. Who else loves hearing this 18-year-old entrepreneur talk about fulfillment and joy and uplifting others? Yes. Anybody else get some goosebumps around that? So Cooper, we love you, man. So speaking of people who love you, so Kristi, same question, kind of knowingly or unknowingly, what pain point or challenge has this helped or fulfilled?
Well, for me, I was just, working, I still am working in a 9-to-5 that, it's much more fun to work for yourself than for somebody else, building your own dream. And I kind of done that before with another company, kind of lost interest in it. I was really hard on myself, and I let the voice in my head tell me, you're not good at this, move on, so it just kind of just relit that fire of this is absolutely, it's exciting, it's fulfilling, it's fun, and I'm inspired again. And I just went through a long stretch of time where I was uninspired. And then I think through the pandemic and all, everyone dealt with something. And I was just in a place where I wasn't taking care of myself. And then this one, with no preconceived notions about network marketing, sees it as, an opportunity to learn a business model. And I started doing it to support him, and then realized how fantastic the products were, and saw this face looking at me and saying, teach me how to do this. You're really good at this, Mom. And, we did a few Zoom calls together, and, these were fortunately people that were ready to make the change. They were going to say yes, no matter what. And we'd get off the call and he'd look at me and he'd go, you're so good at this, Mom. Oh my gosh. And so just building this with him is like a dream come true. It's just so much fun. And I just feel really fortunate to have picked up that phone and called Robert, saying, Robert, I have a junior network marketer that wants to learn. Can you help us? And it wasn't long before I was buying the Ultra Collection, and here we are.
And here we are. And that was just what, 3 months ago?
This is month 4 for us. So yeah.
Month 4 now. Time does fly. So awesome. So in your case, Kristi, it's almost like maybe even unknowingly, you didn't realize you could have this whole different type of relationship with your son. Yes?
Yes. I'm learning from him. Like, it started out, he would say, what do I say? What do I say? And we would construct a message together. And now, and it worked out beautifully, because I'm working 9-to-5, and he learned the comp plan. He learned the app. He learned all the tech tools. He learned the videos. He learned everything Robert taught him. And then I would be at work and I would say, can you follow up with this person? And a lot of the people he knew from growing up, or, knew that we were friends. And so now when we're following up, I'll say, I'll be reading aloud what I'm going to say. He goes, no, that's too many questions, Mom. Stick to this, So I just love that, his communication skills have, it's just such a rapid transformation of how he's connecting with people. And these skills are priceless for an 18-year-old. Just having him come out of his room and talk to me and spend time with me was like, oh, it's like a gift. But the fact that he's connecting and listening and learning these skills of how to connect with other human beings, that's going to serve him no matter what he does in his life. And I'm just really grateful for that.
Wow. Well said. Who else? Yeah. Isn't it a beautiful thing though, guys, to realize that one of the essential skill sets of a human being, much less a future hubby of some lucky wife, Cooper, or dad, or whatever life unfolds for you, Cooper. These skill sets, as your mom said, are priceless. The connecting, listening skills, being of service. That's what life is all about. That's why it's many of our beliefs. That's why we're here. So guys, we talked about on both of our, I did a separate little pre-brief with Kristi and Tchaikovsky this morning, and then Kristi and Cooper toward the end of the day. We talked about one of the biggest areas that we've all had to work on and help others work on is self-belief. And so I would like to spend just a couple minutes on, number one, how the three of you have built belief even around this profession, around network marketing. Cooper, I'm going to come to you first in just a moment. Remember for those listening, when Cooper and I connected and say, hey, let's spend a couple calls together. Let's maybe get you going in the right direction. Remember, Cooper, the first few links weren't even about Zalevo, were they?
They were not.
What were they about?
They were just overall business videos and mindset videos. And I was like, when are we going to start learning about Zalevo? And then I realized that the stuff applies to it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of the initial links were more self-development, your some stuff by Jeff Olson. And then 2 or 3 of your next links were about network marketing in general, because part of the intention there was to build before Cooper, now looking back, you realize now that before you could become passionate about this with your peers, and much less some of the moms and dads out there, you had to at least become somewhat grounded in this business you'd be talking about. Yes?
Absolutely.
And did that happen in the process?
It did, for sure. Biggest thing for me when it comes to mindset is just, I listened. I took a moment and I went to Utah, and I went there to listen and learn, because there's so much that I don't know. I came in here with zero knowledge of network marketing, and I just introduced myself to everyone I could, and everyone, because I can learn from everyone. And Robert, you've been fantastic. You've been a fantastic mentor. There are many of my mentors in this call who I've just learned so much from. And I really came in here with no preconceived notions, negative notions about network marketing, and came in here with the belief that I can build this. There's no reason I can't build this. And there's no reason that anyone here can't build this, because you just go through the motions and you learn. And it really is, it's amazing. From the comp plan to the products to the people in this community, all of it's amazing. And all of it is designed for you to be successful, be it financially or with your health.
Well said, Cooper. Well, obviously your passion belief comes through. Who else feels that certainty and belief coming from this young man? Yes? And that's contagious, isn't it? And that's something you can't fake. It's either there or it's not. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I do want to make a point, Cooper, the key network marketing, even a couple of the 2 or 3 main videos and tools are right there on our YouTube channel that Jill and I put together for you guys. It's go to YouTube, type in Team Z Global, and even the network marketing tools are right there for you to build belief in. And then the other book was The Slide Edge as well, and building, what's it called, Cooper, Business of the 21st Century by Kiyosaki. So there was some key tools that you devoured very quickly, and then you begin to step into your business. So Kristi, let's go over to Christy A again. So Christy A, I know you already have this beautiful level of energy and belief, and that your passion, you wear your passion on your sleeve, and it comes through loud and clear. What are a couple of the stepping stones, if you will, in Zalevo that anybody on this call can do as well, that really took your belief and made it like this unshakable faith and where you are? What happened in the last few weeks that you would recommend somebody else to do as far as from an action step?
So that's a great question. I utilize the tools, all of the tools. I came in not knowing a thing. And so I had to learn some things real quick, and I knew this was working in my body. I knew I wanted to share it. I was my own walking billboard. So I kind of needed to get, knowledgeable about what this is that people were asking me about. And I would send links. I would utilize all of those tools. I had people asking me about the commission, and I was just sharing and learning and diving in. I've had these incredible mentors that I just soaked up. I soaked up every bit of it. And at first I felt like a part of me was like, oh, I don't want to bother them. Maybe that question isn't important. Everything is important. Even the things that you think are silly are not silly, because there's a reason why they, you posed a question for you. And y'all answered them. Even if they were silly, you didn't let me know they were. I knew they were, but y'all helped me and gave me the confidence to and to the product alone, the business, the foundation of this business, which we all know is just amazing. And the product, you're out there, it has your back anyway. Then you have these incredible mentors and folks that are willing to just call you up and reach out. I've just never been involved in such an incredible organization in my life, honestly, where everyone has your back. And that is an incredible feeling. Am I answering that question, Robert?
Yeah.
Am I on path? Okay. I guess what I want to say is I love the fact that the tools are so fantastic. They're broken down to layman term, and it doesn't matter if you're a scientist or if you're someone walking down the street, that, it works. It works. The tools are helpful. They break it down, and they're readily available at your fingertips.
I love it. And you're referring to mainly the tools in the app, the Zalevo app.
In the app. Oh yeah. And the YouTube, I'm learning all about that too. And I'll be honest with you, I was not the savviest, and I just needed a quick fix. Where I go real quick. And I just wanted it readily available, and I could just send it off because everyone out there is busy, and I needed it to fit into their world too. So
I love it. Yeah. Christy, also, thank you, by the way. So you ran, what was it? Christy, remind us here, Christy C as well, and Christy A. So you were like a week away. Was it a week or so when I think Doug or somebody said you need to do this many ultra packs?
Mm-hmm.
That was Jill told me that. Yes.
What was the time frame?
I had 2 weeks, and she said, I need you to sell 7 ultra packs. I said, okay. And
7.5. It was 7.5.
Right, 7.5. I was like, I don't know what the 0.5 is, but okay, I'll get it. And Christy Childress was like, okay. She just said, okay. And I was like, okay. I just needed to know where my goal was. My leader told me where I needed to be, and I was on a mission. And all I had to do was share. So I put myself out there. I believe in it. I trust it. And I let everybody know you are worth it. You are worth it. If this is what you are searching for, boy, oh boy, have I got something for you. So I didn't say, oh, come in with burn mode. I was like, you deserve the ultra pack. So don't sell yourself short. You're worth it. Get the ultra pack and go for it.
I love it. And thank you. So, and the action steps, you bravely, because you were a little nervous about it, you did a Facebook, what we call a buzz post or a passion post. You did that.
Right. So I went through and I found some fluffy pictures, and then I found one where I was like, okay, that's kind of obvious right there. And I just put it out there, and I said, talked about gut health, because that's very important to me, and just my health and thyroid disease and everything that I battle, in my own world. And I was amazed at how many people were looking for Zalevo and not cardboard and sawdust. We have way better products than that. So I'm telling you, I put it out there, and I prayed about it. I put it out there, hit send, and the comments started coming in, and I was just I was blown away. I was blown away, and I got to help people. So y'all know that just melted my butter. So I was so excited about that.
Yes. Obviously your energy and your heart shone through, even in your post. You followed up with them privately.
Yes.
I'm assuming you plugged in, you set up a chat, you shared the video.
had all the great tools to offer them, because they didn't want to hear me ramble. I gave them the gist, and short and sweet, here they are. And I sort of customized it to the customer or the clients that were asking and talking, asking questions. And so I just tried to find the tools that I felt like were best suited for them. They're best suited for them. So I loved it. I loved it because I tried to personalize it to them and what maybe they had commented about. Then I went back and I touched some of the other ones that didn't, really dig into more of what I had sent them, and just let them know that I was there for them and could answer any questions. And I asked them, what is it about that post that made you inquire? What was it that that inspired you to take time to messenger me? What is that? And so then I could hear what their needs were, what their pain was. And I wanted to make sure I met that.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful, Christy A. So Christy C, I know we talked about this on our pre-brief right before the call about one difference coming into this build with Zalevo. You feel like you brought a whole new level of listening and ability to ask questions.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think you asked me what my strength was. And I do think just listening and finding out what it is, because Christy touched on a good point. It's what is it about that post resonated with you? What interests you? Because sometimes, you just think in your mind, oh, they want to get healthy, or they want to do the products. And some people need to make some money. And so really kind of listening before you just assume, oh, I'm going to hit them with they want to know about the probiotics, because that is, one of my favorite products, instead of me trying to think for them, actually truly listening. And a lot of times, especially right now, these are people maybe I'm reconnecting with and haven't talked to in a while, and just kind of listening about life and catching up. And I think people want to be heard. They want to hear your story. They're interested in your story, but a lot of times they're just wanting to know, how can this help me? What can this do for me? And being cognizant of that and sensitive to that, I think that's helpful in connecting with people.
That truly is one of your strengths. I'm sure, Cooper, that must have helped a lot, seeing your mom ask these questions, seeing her truly being present, listening. That has served you well on your calls as well.
Absolutely.
I love it, guys. So is that one of the biggest nuggets? If somebody's on this call left the call with one nugget around building a business, would all three of you agree that's one of the biggest ones?
Absolutely.
Listening, yes.
Yeah.
That's why hi everybody. I'm a little bit late. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? I know it's cliche, and I've heard that from you, Donna, too, just in training, and but it's so true, right? And listening with intention. And yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
Yes, you can't learn anything from talking. You can think you're teaching someone, but you don't learn anything. So
yeah.
And the power of the pause. Let them talk so you can listen.
And the quality questions, right? The quality questions, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I hear crickets, somebody, but are you?
It's me. I apologize.
It's all good. I was thinking, okay, I guess we're pausing effectively.
Crickets.
I know. So I love it, guys. So if you're taking notes on this call, that's one of the biggest ones. That's so crucial. And whether you're prospecting, building relationships, enrolling, closing, mentoring, coaching, training, all the above is listening. Okay, back to Christy A again. So Christy A, we talked about you became a walking billboard. So you're obviously walking your walk. Okay. You talked about the pay plan. I know you and I talked about the fact that it's not just you who have brought in some a very abundant, the income coming in. You also are seeing so many of your people. It's not just you. You're saying your people obviously have health results and bringing in funds.
Absolutely. That is such an amazing to hear back from people that sign up thinking same thing like me, that might not have been their motive, and you don't prejudge anybody because you, like Kristi said, they may need an extra money. They may need money to pay for their product. You don't know their story, but hearing them rejoice and be excited about their commissions, and they didn't even realize, kind of like I was in the beginning, and starting to taste that, they're like, oh, okay, wow, this company. And that's the response from everyone in the beginning. And at first, I didn't always offer the business part of it. I was so passionate about the product. Then I found I wasn't giving them, I was selling them short. I wasn't giving them the opportunity to pay for the product.
Yeah.
So what was I thinking? I mean, my goodness. So I quickly learned that I needed to let them know about the bigger picture of Zalevo, and hearing them excited about their direct deposit and what their commission is going to be, and able to help them help themselves, whether it might have been a financial burden, whatever their story was. And they got to take advantage of this incredible commissions. It's just amazing. So yes, I did get the opportunity to learn how to share the business, not just my passion for the product, because I don't want to sell anybody short, because Cooper and Kristi certainly didn't. And I was so glad Cooper listened, because, Cooper's my boss man. And so he paid attention when I was visiting and learning and meeting everybody. And I quickly learned that, wow, okay, this is serious. And this is a game changer. And that was wonderful to hear, not only on my own personal experience with being rewarded for hard work, but also having my teammates experience that and getting to rejoice and be excited about that for them as well.
Wow. I love that. And remember, we even started the call a few minutes ago with that very fact, that this is a pay structure where it typically is all about building the team, isn't it? So, and then we also talked about how you've leveraged, you inherently, the way you live life, Christy A, is you have this deep passion and compassion for uplifting people around you. So it looks like this perfect little fit, that this business, the essence, the heart of this business is that very thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I like to scream it from the rooftops, because I don't want to leave anyone out. And there are a lot of people searching out there. I was one of them. I was searching. And I don't want to underestimate what somebody, or think for them, like Kristi was saying, or prejudge them, meaning, oh, they don't want that, they won't want that, or you don't know what their wants, their needs, their pain is until you take a minute and listen and advertise, sell it, get it out there, because it's incredible. It's amazing.
It really is. So for the people, you mentioned obviously the buzz post, passion post, and you're ongoing now that you're showing up also on social media. And I don't know where everybody's came from, but I assume some of your enrollments didn't come from people reacting to a social media post. Is that correct?
Correct. I did have a girlfriend that I ran into from second grade, and just reconnecting with, not just from social media. And that was huge for me, because I had not stepped out and done that. And I was amazed at the results that came from that. But just walking down the street or in the grocery store and running into neighbors, people, you're your own billboard, and they see this, because you just feel so much better. Fortitude 85 and I are like really close. So I'm just telling you, it's just all kinds of goodness feeding the vessel, and all the minerals and nutrients and vitamins and everything packed in so precisely and intentionally. It just does a body good. So I feel like I connect with people everywhere I go. It's not just a social media post, although that did help. So I was grateful that I stepped out of that comfort zone and put myself out there, and realized how many of my friends, men and women, were in search of that as well.
I love it. So we're going to come back to that in a moment. So Thank you, Christy A. So Christy and Cooper, I'd love to spend time there for a minute, meaning where have you found your people? That's a broad question, but for the people listening, sometimes people get stuck in that. They're like, I don't have the most beautiful following on social media, or the flip flop is I don't get out as much and have a big circle. So I would love for the people listening to hear from you both as far as where were the people and where are the people ongoing? So generally speaking.
So for me, to start with is, I'm 18. So I face 3 big issues when it comes to 18-year-olds. And that's not my market. And I learned that really quickly because 18-year-olds, A, they're not interested in the products, right? B, if they are interested in the products, they don't have the money to pay for them. And C, they're just not old enough to do this as a business. I have multiple friends, which I'll get into, who are waiting to turn 18 to do this because I'm at school and I just talk about it. And I was talking to one of my friends, Lauren, and she was complaining, I'm not going to be 18 till December. Why can't it be December? But to get back to the question is, I started out originally with family. My mom was on my team, and one of my first customers was my grandma. And she was there to support me. And that really got me in the flow of, explaining the products to your family. And then it went from family, friends, and that's still a big part of my market is family, friends who want to see you be successful and can benefit from the products. And that has been a huge part of my audience that I have to speak to is family, friends. And finally, I've gotten to the point where one of my newest wellness partners is actually one of my buddies who's 18, who texted me just last night, I'm ready to make some money. Let's do this. And it's very, very fun to extend this to them because, all my buddies' parents, they can benefit from feeling better, having more energy, looking better, and living longer. And, if they choose to, make more money with it. And, they love supporting their kids, which is where I come at from an 18-year-old's approach is all of my friends can do this as a business. And my market comes from family, friends, and people I reach out to on social media.
Okay. And one other question attached to that. How did your 18-year-old buddy know that you were doing Zaleva?
So around 3 months ago, I sent a message into a group chat of some of my buddies as what Christy was saying, shout it from the rooftops, extend the hand, extend the opportunity. A lot of them may not take it. And I was sending that message. It was a paragraph of what I'm doing. I really didn't know what I was doing. It was at the start, but I wanted to share it with them. And I had it deep down. I knew that none of them would be interested in it, right? Because they're 18, they just didn't care. But my buddy instantly saw that message and then he shot me a text. I don't know what this is, but I'm in. I'm like, okay. And so I ended up going to Utah and meeting Jonathan Rhodes, who started at 18 and has been really successful with this. And he was one of those mentors that I learned a lot from and got in a call with him and my buddy, a 3-way Zoom call. And he's ready to start this and grow with this. And I extend the opportunity. And the big thing I took away from talking with Jonathan with younger kids is extend the hand, extend the opportunity. But if they don't want to take it, don't drag them with you because they'll just slow you down. And that's what I'm doing. I'm extending the opportunity to these people because that's what it is. It's an opportunity to be healthy and it's an opportunity to make a residual income. And it really is month 4, you start to see the residual part of the income come in, be it with people's auto shipments and stuff.
It truly is amazing to see that residual begin to kick in. So that is awesome, Cooper. And I love how anybody else caught that a while ago when Cooper said he didn't know what he was doing, but he just did it, just put a message out there. So that's a clue. That's a clue right there, isn't it, for all of us? I love it, Cooper. Thank you. So Kristi C, Kristi Childress, we talked about how you and Cooper, I'm sure Christy A, you've learned from them when they do this. You said you review the month pre, mid, and the end of the month. So what does that mean? For those listening, this is a key part of what Cooper said, Mom, we're doing this. And then now Mom realizes, yes, it's what we do. So I'd love for you guys to just kind of tee that up a little bit and explain to us what you do with that and why it's been powerful in your business.
Okay, but first, can I help answer part of the last question because I was just like ready for my chance. I'm sitting there
Okay.
listening to him, and where I get my customers, he is the one that asks me the questions like, Mom, why would you not talk to this person about the business opportunity? And
Wow.
I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, he's like, absolutely. This person would be fantastic at this. You owe them that opportunity just to talk about it. So he gets a lot of his contacts from me, but I get a lot of I'm learning from him. So some of our wellness partners are wellness partners because Cooper took the time to talk to them. Kristi Cooper C is one of them. And she was my friend, and I just wanted her to have these products, and we were going to hang out, have fun together. And now she's building this business, and it's like wildfire. Anyway, so, but back to what we do, like on a monthly basis, or like our
monthly meetings.
Oh my gosh. Well, they're not monthly meetings. They are meet me at the door. I come home from my 9 to 5 job some days, and it's in the financial world, high pressure, lots of stress. And this one meets me at the door. Mom, or can we do our meeting? Can we do our meeting? Let's do our Zalevo meeting, because I've got some ideas and I want to talk about, so we do one big strategy meeting together. And, sometimes I have squirrel, I'm getting distracted. I'm returning texts, and he's like, Mom, focus, let's focus.
Huh.
And he gets his whiteboard out, and he likes to write everything down. We've got like a 3M pad with pages, but he likes to keep stuff on the whiteboard of the previous month. Is that right?
Can we glance at your whiteboard? Is it still in that room? Or
it is in the room. If you want to,
it's near the pinball machine over there. You can see it.
I've experienced that personally.
It's kind of far. It's kind of far away. But who's on the board? Who's on the whiteboard?
We've got September goals, and we've got my goals and Cooper's goals, and we've got anyone that's in
the pipeline
that we've talked to.
We want to reach out to as well.
And he loves to go through like the next month and go, oh my gosh, that person enrolled. Oh my gosh, that person enrolled. How did you follow up with this person? And when's the last time you talked to them? And we check our messages and stuff. And we're really touching on people more than just once or twice and then saying, oh, they're not interested. And then we're just following up with maybe something not about the products, maybe just touching base.
Some of these family friends have just had kids. They just become empty nesters, and we just touch base with them on how they're doing without a kid in the nest. How are they taking that? And I think it's very powerful. Sorry to interrupt, but it's very powerful to have a list of everybody in your pipeline, because that changes drastically in a month. And you might not think about it, but if you put it in a notes page or somewhere on a notebook, you'll lose it. And you just might not think of it. But it was really powerful, because the other day when we had our meeting, we're seeing names on there that we may have forgot about. And we're like, oh, we forgot to reach back out to them. And so we would go in and just reach back out to them. And so you have that list there that is just structures who's there, who's to reach out to, where they're at, if they've come in. And
if they have come in, following up, like, when's the last time you spoke to this person? Are they connected? Are they in the Facebook group pages? Are they feeling supported? Are they having the success with the products? They have any questions? And it's accountability, and it's just, and then just keeping in touch with your team. I sometimes try to refrain from calling Christy and Robert, and I just constantly staying in touch, and it's a lot of fun.
Wow. Well, there's some key nuggets there, guys. And follow up, touch and base. It's one thing to reach out initially. You got to reach out, show them you care about them. And the work begins once they enroll, doesn't it, guys? I mean, then the work really begins. The education, building passion.
Support.
Wow. Yeah, and support. I love that. You see in the chat, Mom, you might want to guard your son. It said, do you rent Cooper out? Somebody.
So actually, I'd be happy if you guys have like younger people, and I would love to do calls with you guys. If they want to hear my opinion, to talk about it, just shoot me a message, and I would be happy to talk with them about, my 2 cents on what it's like building this as an 18-year-old. So And
Yeah.
that's rent free. That's rent free. So
Rent-free.
Yeah, Cooper, over the last couple months, have I reached out to you asking a favor? Cooper, can you join me on a call? Can you join me on a call? Yeah. So it's pretty cool, guys. And oh yeah, Cooper, Christy A, hang in there. So Cooper, you'll love this, Christy A. So Cooper, I asked you one of your strengths, and one subject that came up was around, we called it an excuse around, I don't have the time, or I'm too busy. And then your mom said, no, we can't, Cooper, you can't say that on the call. And I said, yes, you can. So Cooper, what did we talk about when people give us that? And you kind of brought it up because when you hear it. So what are we talking about?
people make time for what's important to them. They always do. And, my mom comes home from work tired from a 9 to 5, and it's real easy to sit on the couch in front of that TV, right? Because that's relaxing. And, you might say, I'm so busy, I don't have time, but you have time to sit on the couch and watch TV. You have that time. You'll make time for what you find important. And that's not to put anybody down, but if you truly believe that this is something that you could benefit from, at least from the business point of view, and you want to grow this, and that ties into the concept of block times, which is where you set aside a block of time. And, ideally, it's taught to like an hour from 6 to 7 every day. For me, it's not that structured. It's going to be, it might not be at a specific time, but I'm going to take 30, 40 to an hour amount of time and spend that solely on Zalevo, put my phone down, think, and, I may get there and I may not really have anything to do, but I'm thinking about who I need to follow up with, who I need to talk to, who I could talk to. And, it's kind of like a mini monthly meeting that you have every day where you just spend some time thinking about it. So just make time for what you find important. And if this is one of those things, the time will find you.
Wow. Yeah. And so in your opinion, and your humble, the most accurate opinion as an 18-year-old entrepreneur, you think that any time objective is an excuse.
There are extreme cases where people truly don't have time, but for the most part, I believe people can find time for what they want to and what they find important.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, I resonate with that. Thank you, Cooper, for being so real. And so obviously we're going to open it up for some questions here, guys, and comments. Before we go there, and I asked all three of you on the pre-briefs if there was one kind of key takeaway that you wanted somebody to walk away from the call with. Maybe it's changed now after we've had this conversation even, but I'm going to ask each of you if there was one topic that we've just talked about or we haven't even talked about yet that you really want to share with somebody watching this live or this recording that would bless them and maybe even save them some time and heartache even. So what would you share with them as we wind this, at least this, we're going to have you on the call again, guys. So on this call, what would you share? Let's start with Christy A.
So a takeaway, in the beginning, if you are new and you're on this call, the first few, you kind of get those nervous jitters, and that's okay. That's normal. And before you know it, all that goes away, and the confidence, because the support is there, the tools are ready for you to use. Just go for it. Make the calls, touch the ones that go silent, cricket, tumbleweeds on you. Touch them. They may have something come up in their life. They may have forgotten to get back with you. So I think a big takeaway from this call would be make sure you touch those people that reached out or that you reached out. You're not bothering them. They'll let you know if you are, but be sure you follow up. I think following up is huge, and listen with your heart. And because you got a great product backing you and great support. But make those calls because it's important, and people need to know that you do truly care, and just take a moment. Doesn't have to be a long, lengthy, or text, whatever it is, but make sure you touch them and follow up.
Wow. Thank you, Christy. So nervous is normal. Touch people, show them you genuinely care about them and listen with their heart. Wow. Some big nuggets there. We could do a whole call just on that. So let's go to Kristi C.
So for me, if someone was going to have a takeaway, I think just piggybacking on what Christy A said, just go for it. And don't let the no's get you down. I mean, I've had so many no's lately, and it's getting to, and some of them, they'll get all the way up until you've shared your heart, they've shared their heart, they really, you see the needs that could be fulfilled, the voids in their health and the way it could help them. And you are so excited for them to do this. And then they'll hit you with okay, I looked at the videos that you sent again, and I've already got something that I've got some vitamins that I'm taking, and I'm just not interested in it right now. And it's just like, all the wind is like, what? But I try really hard. It's hard to just be bulletproof all the time, but I'm getting better about it. And today this happened to me, and I got that message, and I was like, they're not ready. They're just not ready. And because, when we say, oh, it's not for everybody, we know that's a lie. It is for everybody. And then we have something in this company that everybody can benefit for. But sometimes, and it makes me sad, they can't see it. And they can't see that, like Kristi says, they are worth it. They are worth it. They are worth the investment. And you just have to move on. And my response was, I understand. Please, we'll keep in touch. Let me know if anything changes. I'm here and I'd love to help.
Wow.
And you just gotta keep going.
So I heard you say that it is for everybody. Everybody could benefit. That being said, spend the time with those who are ready and open. So, and Kristi, point of fact, in the last 20 hours, you brought on board 3 new VIPs.
That's
Yes.
But it just so happens the 3 that came on in the 20 hours I've been talking to for how long now?
and that's
and
a beautiful.
It's 3 of the ones that are in this long list over here, and I'm like,
yeah.
And then it's like, you have a new VIP. You have a new VIP, and I'm like,
yeah, it's a process, isn't it? It's a journey.
yes.
It's not just a point of action. It's a series. It's a process. It's a journey with people. So, thank you, Kristi and Kristi. So I did save the youngster for last. So Mr. Platinum Founder Cooper.
He's so excited.
So a key takeaway you would like to really leave with this group tonight?
I can't say anything that is better than what they have just both shared, but the biggest takeaway from any of this is, which I touched on earlier, make time for what's important to you, because this opportunity, and I'm not sure what the composition of this call is, be it all wellness partners or majority people who are just here for the first time, this is an amazing opportunity. Mm-hmm. And be it health or business, there's something here for you, and take advantage of that, because we are all here to help you, and we're all here to help you be successful. And it's all here in Zoeva.
Wow, I got goosebumps from that.
Can I add something real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I, in St. George, I heard this from a very wise woman, Jill. Their no might be a K-N-O-W, not an N-O. So they may just not know what it is that they're missing out on, or know what it is that they're being handed, this incredible gift. So their no for now might just be that they don't know, K-N-O-W, yet how much they do need this product. So that was powerful too for me, not to take it personally. It just might be a K-N-O-W for now.
Well, amen to that. Well, guys, you've been a blessing for us. And I'm going to, Jill, love to get a comment. We can open it up for questions as well, or comments. Back to you, Jill.
What an amazing call. Cooper's like 40 years old. Like he's like
an old man. He's not even really on.
Or even older. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just learning so much from him all the time. And of course, Kristi and Kristi, I love and adore you. And for those of you that don't know, Kristi Childress and I have known each other for a really long time. And it's an answer to prayer to be working with her so closely. And Cooper and now Christy A. So fun. You just melt my butter, girl. I love you.
Well, so it's really good. Is she the 18-year-old or is he?
Yeah. It's seriously. yeah, this has just been awesome. And I'm so grateful for all of you. So Robert, we can totally, yeah, open it up for questions, and I'll end with some announcements. And
Yeah, thank you, Joe. We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. But again, do you have any pressing questions that you would like to ask of one of these awesome entrepreneurs here?
Glasses, I can't see the question.
We don't bite too hard.
Christy, I can read them to you if they come in. So if you want to chat them, or just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask any question or
Comment, yeah.
your comment. Yeah.
Here's a comment from the oldest one on the call. Please come back and inspire us more. This was an inspiring, beautiful call. You guys radiate the product, you radiate the spirit that's in this company, and you are true platinums and servant leaders. Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Love you, Jim. Yeah, well said. Other questions, comments? All right, guys. So
I'm sorry. I was just going to say real quickly, this is awesome and thank you. Cooper, you're what we often refer to as an old soul. Whereas when they talk about me, they just talk about old difference. But I was just thinking as you were saying that, a couple of things. Chrissy, you said that you were worth it, but I think your attitude is wonderful because you emanate for people that they're worth that. And sometimes maybe we need to hold a larger vision for that. And then I was thinking about you, Donna, who knows everything, because I go to the font of all knowledge, talks about, she's got the statistics of how many contacts normally before people will make a decision. And it's like 6 or 8 times. So it's rare that somebody says, yes, I'll do it. And so if we never have that second, third, fourth, fifth conversation, we never get to the yes. So I just wanted to share that.
yeah,
Thank
well
you.
said, Marty.
I
Thank
agree.
you. Yeah, thank you for that. Joy, Honeybee.
Well, I have to tell you, and I know I'm sitting in the dark, but I was in the office. I was in the office all day, and the weather's cooled down, and I can't make myself get in the house yet. But it's really fun because we have known Kristi and Cooper for a long time, and when we first met Cooper, he was just, he was really young, and if ever we doubt what we do as parents sometimes, and that our kids hear us or don't hear us, or listen or don't listen, this is such a beautiful story of, Kristi took Cooper on a journey raising him, and now he's taking her on a journey of believing in herself and asking more questions and listening and bringing in somebody like the other Kristi. I mean, my gosh, she's beautiful, she's vivacious, she's all of that, and Cooper wasn't afraid. And so, Mom, you have raised just an amazing son that is full of love in his heart, grace in his walk, and a whole bunch of courage. So, Cooper, thank you again for teaching
Thank you.
Kristi and Kristi and all the rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, well said, Honey. So, Honeybee. So, guys, we're going to do, before I have some announcements and stop the recording,
I have one question.
Yeah, I
One
was gonna
question. Sorry.
Tatiana.
Hi, this is Tatiana. I just want to say, I've been in network marketing for over 15 years, and I've seen a lot of young kids, entrepreneurs. But Cooper, you have something very special. And it's amazing to hear a kid your age talking the way you do. Like Jill said, you're like a 40-year-old guy, the way you talk. And I have a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old. I'm going to make them talk to you.
Absolutely would love to hear from them.
Okay, because they see what I do as like, Mom, that's only for people your age. It's not for us. And you just came out with turning it around, talking to people your age and how they can make money with this. It just opens a whole world. And we need more young kids like you. So awesome job, Christy A, Christy, and your son. Amazing, fantastic job.
Wow, well said, Tatiana. And awesome, guys. So thank you. So in a moment, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to say, love you, thank you, whatever you want to these 3 beautiful leaders here. So, and then we'll stop the recording and Jill has some updates for us. Are you ready to acknowledge these three beautiful people even more? Here we go. Unmute your line. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, awesome. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Right on. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
We love you guys so much.